Boom, 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 doo, 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 doo. Look around you. Doo, 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 doo. Look up here. Take time to make time to be there. Doo, doo, doo. Look around. Be a part. Doo, 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 doo. Feel for the winter, but don't have a cold heart. I love you the best. Do-do. You're not like the rest. You're there when I need you. You're there when I need. I'm gonna need you. Sing along, guys, if you know this one. Sing along. A long time ago, I had a lady to love. She made me think of things I never thought of. Now she's gone, I'm out on my own. A love song has come into my mind. A love song, it was there all the time. So lady, let me take a look at you now. You're there on a dance floor, making me want you somehow. Oh lady, I think it's only fair I should say to you. Don't keep thinking that I don't want you, 'cause maybe I do. Don't keep thinking that I don't want you, 'cause baby I do. Hey, right on, guys. So 5150 here with a Little River Band, right? That's Harvest Records, 1978. Little River Band, man, one of the most underrated a cappella rock bands out there. They could either do it with instruments, without. You know, it's just one of those super bands that came from the 70s into the 80s. And a lot of people, they missed it or they simply don't know about it. Little River Band, man. Tight harmonies. Kind of like the Eagles Light. These guys are pretty good. All right, man. This is the Silver 5150 channel, guys. You know how we do it. We get here. We check out some cool coins. You guys remember these from this morning, right? Remember these from this morning? These are the Wedge-tailed Eagles from 16, 17, and 18. But I've got some cute little kooks. Get over here. This is a kookaburra. This is a 2020 kookaburra. And this, again, is a 2018 wedge-tail. Whoops. This camera messes with me. And there's two of them. So there's duals of both of these. And so this is a little bit of gold I told you I was going to bring out today. All right. But we've got the wedge-tails from this morning. We've got the kooks and the wedge-tails this afternoon. And basically, guys, the theme of this video today is that economics in some people's minds are boring and they're for the birds. Economics for the birds. You know what? It's like, as long as I'm making enough money, as long as I can get what I need, I'm not going to worry about all of these nuances and things that are going on and what officials are saying and stuff I see happening in the community. I'm just going to kind of do my own thing and hope for the best. Well, you can do that. But I think if you take the time to try to make economics fun, if you break them down for the real world, talking about your world, you can do much more than you normally would, because you can see things coming ahead of time and you can stack more silver and gold. Because let's be clear, the reason why we're here is to stack the sharp and shiny. Gold and silver, man. Gold and silver. And I think about all the things I've done, the contortions I've gone through over the years to get the stack that I have. And I'll get into that here in a minute. But let's think about some categories we could break down economics into. Let's get in close on one of these kookaburras here. These things are gorgeous. Trust me, camera. Can we get it? Let's just back up right there. All right, so let's say, for instance, you want to break the categories down into microeconomics, all right? And this is just ways that you save and shop and, you know, just your good spending practices. The next thing is going to be regular economics, and these are the things you do to actually provide for your lifestyle, all right? A lot of us go to work jobs and stuff. There are a couple of us out there that are trust fund babies and have plenty of money, and they can do fun things with them, with the money. But most of us are just working steps. We're people out there trying to get it done. Ooh, perspective. And, you know, that's what it takes to get your economy moving and to keep it moving, is you out there putting forth your sweat, blood and tears, your effort to make the dough and get it into the house and get things done. Macroeconomics. Now, these are the things that people usually fall asleep to. This is the stuff that my good friends, out there, Expat Stacker, the usual suspects, Silver Joker, Florida Stacker, Fred Gar, and Silver Game of Thrones. And there's a couple of other great guys out there, Silver Britches. Always check these guys out because what they're doing and what I'm doing is we're trying to look at things that are happening abroad or domestic to see, hear what the officials are saying. Watch what the banks are doing. Check the newsreels. What is Warren Buffett doing? Warren Buffett sold a bunch of stocks. What does that mean? All these things you need to keep, track of if you want to be ahead of the herd, if you want to be ahead of the curve, if you don't want to get blindsided by stuff we talked about yesterday. The reason most people prep is because they don't want to have to be thinking about the basic things that they need. They'll have plenty of it if a crisis comes. And so they can just go ahead and react to what is going to happen versus what has already happened because they're ready for that. They're in it. They're already doing it, and they can focus their energy on something else. So the macroeconomic side is basically going to be becoming familiar with the energies, entities, and institutions that are going to influence your world specifically, not directly, but specifically, they're going to come and get you. Like the stimulus stuff. We were talking about helicopter money last year, all right? Helicopter money, yeah, they're going to throw it out of helicopters. Well, not exactly that, but they're going to digitally transfer it to your bank accounts. And so by transferring it to your bank accounts, it's basically the government throwing money. We've got the money catapult. Let's get the money in that twang. And here comes the money. They're just throwing the money from the Federal Reserve into your account to try to get the economy moving. Money velocity is almost zero, guys. Do you see anybody on the car lots? Do you see anybody, in the real estate market buying anything? No, people are concerned about, having an income, possibly getting unemployment benefits that they paid into, by the way, if they can get them, or getting some kind of stimulus they can get to maybe catch up on some bills or do whatever they have to do to make sure they don't get in the Dutch. But my point is that none of that's happening. I mean, some people are foreclosing, not foreclosing, but they're defaulting on their credit. They're defaulting on their car loan, their car payment. In some cases, they're just kind of squatting in their own homes, not paying their mortgage. But like in other countries like Italy, over in Europe, they're providing, stimulus relief or helicopter relief, as it were, to their citizens by giving them, relief on their mortgages, relief on their taxes and stuff. And so even though they're not giving them cash, that's just the way that countries and their leaders and their banks are giving people relief, just letting them take a hiatus, just kind of deferring their bills until, things get a little bit better. So these are the things that you would like to know about ahead of time so you can position yourself and take advantage of whatever opportunities there may be, whether there's a certain way to get more helicopter money. Maybe there's another thing you could do. I was listening to Fred Gar today, and he was talking about some great, books that are out there that help you get a grip or get on top of your financial situation. Robert Kiyosaki, a lot of great authors out there that tell you how to make, residual sources of income or, streams of income. I heard Fred use the term today, side hustle, which I love that because I am the king of side hustle. You guys don't know this about me, but I'm going to go ahead and delve in a little bit. For like the last 5 years, I've just been feverish and creative trying to figure out how to get more metal in my stack. Silver Joker says, I have to figure out how to get more silver in my stack because the future is still on its way. Huh? Love that. I love that. Love that. Love that. And so I'm sitting there, 5 years ago, I was going through this. And so I had my full-time job, which offered me better than full-time. It actually offered me, I think, probably 60 or 70 hours a week. But on top of that, there was one point, and I'm not joking here. There's one point where I actually was working the 60-hour a week full-time job, a 20-hour a week part-time job, right? And then I was doing contracting stuff on the weekends, building fences and cleaning buildings and all these things, because one of the ways I decided to network and side hustle was to become, to buddy up with some contractors. Well, these guys are my friends first, but they're contractors next. And as you talk to them and you learn from them, what they're all about, you realize that they've got, businesses they're running and stuff. And from time to time, they need semi-skilled or skilled labor. I'm not saying I'm skilled labor, but I will say that, I have enough wherewithal and desire. The desire to stack gold and silver, man, it gets in you and it is like a fire. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump on some of you subscribers and some of you stackers out there, you channels out there. You guys, I was calm. I was at peace. I was going to kind of semi-retire from the stacking game. I was going to just kind of lay low and enjoy the ride. And now I'm hungry again. I'm hungry for precious metals. I talked to my old part-time or side gig employer today. about starting up my old part-time gig, and she was all on board for it. And so we're going to see what we can get going on the weekends, because now I want more money to stack more silver and more gold, because silver 5150 needs more silver and more gold. Well, maybe not more silver. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I like purchasing. I like helping you guys purchase. I like listening to you guys' purchase. I like discussing the things we have out there and sharing them with each other. I like the new products they bring out. I'm excited. I'm back in the game, so you guys better watch out, because you're going to be sitting there with your cart half full, and next thing you know, this is items out of stock. Silver 5150 was here. Be a smiley face. Yes, no mistake that this is a smiley face. This is a smiley face, guys, because we are going to get a grip on this economic thing. We're going to learn how to get ahead of the game. And no matter what the economy decides to do, like in certain states and certain countries, the economy has outran people and they don't even realize it. The economy has ran faster than they can succeed, and they're getting left behind. You don't want your economy, your local economy especially, leaving you behind. So you want to stay ahead of it. And sometimes that requires sacrifice. Sometimes that requires digging in deep and pulling out miracles and energy and success from where you thought it never would come from. But it does come from you if you want it bad enough. And I want you to want it bad enough, meaning gold and silver. Because, guys, the more effort we put in today, seriously, for every single minute you put in to try to get more gold and silver as your next wealth cycle, remember, the next wealth cycle will be based in gold and silver, whether it's digital, whether it's crypto, it doesn't matter. Gold and silver will be the foundation for it. Every minute you spend putting in the effort to get more of this good stuff here, you will probably gain back 100 or 1,000-fold on the other side. I know that's hard to imagine and calculate, but trust me, it'll happen. All right. So I told you my little deal there, how I was hustling to get money. There was one time I had a fencing job I did, and it was just 16 hours of hard human labor. And I don't remember but I was making $15 an hour, and it was $16 an hour for hard human labor. Post hole digging, fence holes, and in the sunshine, and the bees are stinging, and we're trying to get the rocks moved out of the way and all this stuff. I worked for 2 days, and my body ached. And you know what I did? I took the cash that my friend, who was a contractor, gave me. I limped home in my car, barely hanging on, could barely see, eyes going blurry. Okay, I'm getting carried away. It wasn't that bad, but I was hurting. Before I got in the shower, I got on the computer. I went on to AppMex, and I bought the last 10-ounce AppMex round for $228. Guys, this was back in 2016 when the spot price was $19. I paid $228 for a 10-ounce AppMex round and was happy to do it after damn near killing myself doing fencing. I'm not a young guy. But I knew that was the smartest thing to do. I said, I want to take this pain and suffering that I just created for myself by doing work that a young man should be doing. As an old man, I'm doing it because I want that damn 10-ounce round, and I'm going to turn it into 100-fold the value by going and buying this 10-ounce round with that money. I didn't go buy beer with it. I didn't go buy Starbucks with it. I didn't even buy a new pair of shoes with it. I went straight to AppMex and turned it into a 10-ounce round. Did I need it? Who knows? But did I do the right thing with it? For me, yes. If you got bills and stuff and other things you need to pay, then that's the right thing for you to do. But the idea is you try to steal value wherever you can. Let's go back to the microeconomics. So the microeconomics is the way you save and you spend. All right. I know a lot of you guys are very thrifty about how you, spend day to day. You may want your morning coffee from Starbucks, but instead, you'll pull into the McDonald's drive-thru and you get the $1 coffee. Now, if you're really slick, you'll do like my sister-in-law did back in the day. And you would get yourself a Starbucks cup on Monday and then fill it with McDonald's coffee from the drive-thru Tuesday through Thursday and Friday. All right? Maybe even 2 weeks if you're really good. If you have to keep up with the Joneses and have an image. Or you just make your coffee at home, this sort of thing. I've become a connoisseur and a chef of top ramen. I've got a book out there on Amazon. It's a digital book called How to Cook Ramen 17,000 Ways. And you guys know that's a bunch of bunk because I do not write books. But I can cook ramen 17,000 ways. Why? Because it helps me save money. And I can take that money that I would have spent going out to the Vietnamese restaurant to get noodles or the Chinese restaurant to get noodles, and I can get more silver. All right? I mean, I know that people, you don't need to turn your life into acquiring silver. But I can tell you, every bit of effort you put in, you're going to get it back more than you can imagine. Okay. So just be reasonable about it. Figure out what it is you need to live. Figure out what it is you need to have a little fun, because you do need to do that. You do need to have a little bit of fun, whether it's with your family, whether it's with your friends. You don't have to go out to an amusement park and pay $100 a day like at Disneyland or Disney World. You could have a house party. We'll talk about some party later on Friday. But yeah, man, you got to get that, you got to get that energy out of your system. You got to gratify yourself, by rewarding yourself with some good fun times with people you like and stuff, and just kind of do it up and, and blow the house down a little bit, recover the next day, and then get up and do it all over again. Go out and earn your way and make what you need to make and do what you need to do to get this new wealth cycle into your hands. It has been my goal to get as much precious metal in my hands as I could. And once I saw how easy it was for a guy like me, that doesn't really have a lot of attachments and responsibilities, I decided I was going to try to help other people. I have no idea how many people I've affected with this. All I know is for the casual contact that this infectious silver acquisition disease has, it takes more silver off the shelves. It takes more gold off the shelves. And that gets us closer to true price discovery, because if there is no underlying physical asset, either in the retail market or in the COMEX, they can no longer peddle their phony paper around, because they can never make delivery on anything. And that will be lights out for the silver manipulation game. And guys, true price discovery for us, when we get to that point to where the paper is gone and it's not working anymore, and we're just watching the valuation of real physical silver, you will wake up in the morning. No, scratch that. You won't go to sleep at night, because you'll watch the price just climb, and you will stay up. And you're like, oh my God, if I go to sleep right now, I'll get an hour and 13 minutes sleep. Okay, an hour and 8. Okay, you know what? 45 minutes is all the sleep I need, and I'll be able to get it. I'm telling you, the excitement is going to be mind-blowing. Right now it's exciting, even though there's nothing going on, and we're getting our butts handed to us in the spot price market. But that's just a game. It's just like what Silver Game of Thrones says. It is bullshit. It is bullshit, people. The spot price of silver in the COMEX is bullshit. But he also said that physical silver in your hands and in your home is freedom. Huh? How about that? These guys, man, they don't just do this stuff, to hear the sound of their voice. They really know what they're talking about. All right, going to move on to regular economics. These are things you do to provide for your lifestyle. I told you my story about all of the crazy, job hustling and physical work and stuff. And I made it physical. I could have done envelope stuffing or administrative work or data entry. But I also realized that I was getting a bit out of shape. And I'm like, we can kill two birds with one stone. There's them birds again. No, it's the queen. Birds, right? By going out and doing physical, hard human labor, feeling the earnings that you get that you're going to spend on silver, so you could feel the labor that goes into it. And just as a quick aside, did you know that our Lord and Messiah was sold for 15 ounces of silver? That's right. 15 of these. Judas accepted in the form of 30 shekels, and shekels a half ounce of silver, to sell Christ up the river to the Pharisees. Anyway, back to my point. Go out, get your side hustle, make it physical if you want, make it administrative if you want. Get whatever you can get. If it's helping, a friend or family member out, by cleaning up their place, or giving them some kind of medical assistance or something like that. Or if you can want to do an Uber, or if you want to do, are those guys still in business? Or Uber and the other guy, are they still in business? I don't know. Lyft, yeah. Do Uber and Lyft if you've got time. Figure out how to get it into your schedule. All these things you could do, because actually now it's crunch time. I know they're giving us stimulus money, and I know you probably have a career already, but if there's a way that you can bring in a little more income and transform it, because the idea is not to take away from what you normally live on. Go ahead and do your regular routine, but get some extra income so you can grab some more of these coins, bars, rounds. It does not matter as long as it's 3 nines fine or better, unless it's collectibles from, the former Soviet Union and it's 925. Those are definitely nice. I got some of those. But you want to get that investment grade silver and gold into your coffers. And it doesn't matter the denomination. It could be 1/20th of an ounce. This here is 1/10 of an ounce. It could be grams. It doesn't matter. Assayed is good, but it doesn't have to be. These aren't assayed right here. But these are all the things you want to do. You want to couple your microeconomics, which is the way you save. And by the way, if you're good at couponing, if you're good at, shopping for bargains online or shopping for bargains in the store, all this counts as residual income. This is residual income. This is another stream of income. A friend of mine, the broker, he says that if you know how to shop good enough and you know how to find the deals, you can actually save yourself a part-time job. More wisdom from the broker. Yes, if you know how to shop, man, and you know how to get the deals and stuff and bargains on eBay or on Amazon, find those hidden coupons, a coupon guru and all this stuff, or triple couponing at the grocery store, whatever you can do to save that money, man, that is additional income in your pocket and money you can use to save the hard way, hard money, hard assets, gold and silver. All right, and then the macroeconomics. Finally, we're going to wrap this up. The macroeconomics is the effort you want to put into listening to the trends. You want to listen to the trends and find out if something big that's happening on the horizon, like say, for instance, the sabers of war rattling between the United States and China, what is that going to mean for you? It's like 17 steps up the ladder, but, as it gets down the ladder, what do you think it would mean for you? And what would you do to try to mitigate some of the tail risk from that type of political energy, from that type of, global energy? With the price of oil, how is that going to affect you? I think you know that now because you're at the pump and you're paying a lot less. And prices are going back up, but so is the price of oil. But still, you seeing that, a month ago, you knew that was going to come your way. And so you were engaged in macroeconomics, even if you didn't think you were. So it's not outside of your ability. It's just outside of most people's desire to try to get involved with it. But listen to what the politicians say. Watch the numbers in the market. You don't have to be a consumer of it like a lot of us are out there. We're watching the debt clock all the time. We're watching investing.com and Bloomberg and Yahoo. And, what's the ticker for Amazon right now? How much is Alphabet? And you have to do all that. Just kind of take a, glance at like, what's the dollar doing today? Is it over 100 basis points? It is. That means I can go to the dollar store and buy more stuff. All these things tie into the effort you're going to put into protecting yourself right now, protecting yourself later, all right, with hard money assets, okay? The next wealth cycle. But staying afloat in this time of economic turmoil. It is absolutely bonkers. I mean, we've had it pretty quiet here lately, but if you guys remember a month ago, I mean, you couldn't even blink and something else was going on. It was a stimulus going on, or the oil was coming down, or silver was getting slammed down. All this crazy stuff. Those days are coming back. The second quarter numbers out of the months of April, May, and June are going to be, like I said before, abysmal. And they're going to be posted in July. And you're going to see depression and deflation like you haven't seen in some time. And that's going to include the stock market, I'm afraid. Stock market will do okay now for a couple more months. But if you can talk to your broker, or you could talk to your fund manager, find out if there's a way that you can get your monies out of the stock and the equities and into bonds or treasuries if you can't actually withdraw it all together and turn it into gold and silver. I don't have that option working for the federal government, so I just let it sit there in what we call the safe zone, which is treasuries, and hope for the best. I don't expect to ever see that money, I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm a pessimist. You don't have to be. You could be an optimist. See this guy? He's smiling, right? You want to be like that guy. All right, I think that's all I got. But just before I go real quick, microeconomics. This is the way that you save, the way you coupon, you spend, all this stuff. Be frugal, be responsible, be aware. Just be conscious of how you're spending and try to save yourself money whenever you can. Regular economics, that is the effort you put into providing for your lifestyle. That's everyday stuff, going to work, doing stuff, on the side, maybe side hustle, stuff like that. If you're good at doing taxes during tax season, doing taxes at night and stuff to make some extra money, this sort of thing. Or doing, trades and labor. There's always labor available on the weekends and stuff, depending on, how low you want to go. I can't go lower than I've gone. I clean toilets. I dug septic tanks. You name it. I've done it. Macroeconomics, just paying attention to what the newsreels are saying, being able to extrapolate the crap from the real stuff, and using that to your benefit by moving ahead of trends that you see coming. All right, guys, I talked a lot again because you have me fired up. Yes, Silver 5150 is getting back into the silver stacking game, full speed, starting next week. So be aware, be prepared, and let's get that money. Let's get the silver in our coffers. All right, guys? Like, share, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I hope I didn't butcher the song too bad because I'll hear about it tomorrow when I do the morning update. Take care.